All right. Good morning to everyone. Got like 15 minutes till the open. I think there's plenty of time to prepare for the Friday session. Let me see what we got today. Just setting up a few things here. All right. Just recapping yesterday a little bit, see what happened here. Market opened up. We straight dumped towards weekly value, weekly POC. So these levels are going to be a huge guide here. Most importantly, if we stay above the prior weekly value area high, I'll be looking for continuation up towards the 900s. If we break the 900s, again towards the 26, 22s, and so forth. If we lose, if we drop back into value, we see rejection, we see sell off towards the prior POC, weekly POC. If we lose that weekly POC this time, I'll be looking for a move back down to the prior weekly value area low, which is at 25 to 92 ish. To be seen. At this point, we are basically very balanced after that huge drop. But yeah, let's make a plan. Is it again lagging? I don't want to deal with lagging price action today or data feeds. But regardless, lags in data feed, market prep first, and then we'll figure it out if we're able to trade this. All right. If I look at my profiles, yeah, I'm just gonna mark out the highs, the lows, the value areas. So value area, the low of yesterday's session. I wanna the prior value area low, the POC from that session. It's a little bit hidden behind the overnight profiles. And then the higher value, which is going to be right here. And then the high of this session, yesterday's high. And then the opening price, that's to be determined in 13 minutes. But again, high probability of opening up in range and value. So the high probability is that we are range bound until we break the extremes. Let's see if something lines up. Basically, the prior POC is lining up with the prior weekly value area high. So this zone becomes important. If price is opening up, we trade above prior value area high. So yesterday's value area high. I'll be looking for a move towards the overnight high and the prior range high. If we lose that level, the prior weekly POC is like in the middle of value from yesterday. So if we're unable to trade above the prior POC, the VPOC, a move towards that prior weekly POC is very likely. If you lose that level, a move towards the value low, prior range low, and if we then lose that level, I'm looking for a weekly value area low. That's way below. Especially if we trade above that value area high. That would be the most obvious part. If price trades above that value area high, we see buy pressure, higher lows towards overnight high, prior range high. But it's a huge range too. Yesterday's range was 640 points, 640 points. That's huge. So yeah, yesterday's volume profile. It's right here. Level like this also becomes very important, like the high volume node, a lot of delta being done there, a lot of business being done. You can see it too that in the end of the session we reject that level. So if we come back to that level, it's going to be interesting. Um, mm, right now I'm going for, I need more screens, dude. Like way more screens. Overnight session. Right, so I still got my levels from yesterday's session. Obviously, we melted once we confirmed below the value area low and that extreme. And then you see the sharp drop. Basically created a low. I'm not able to draw on the screen. That's annoying. We created a low and a high. We're unable to trade below that low and that high. So that means we're currently in basically in the range. So we could use this as information. Again, levels as at these high volume nodes, high delta, very important. 2600 basically. If that breaks, then it's off to the races. Very balanced at the moment. Nonetheless, I'm gonna draw the current overnight session with the fixed volume profile. Something like this. Settings. I think I'm missing something here. Business zones. So you can easily, like in deep charts, when you're using this tool or like the volume profile in general, you can use like business zones. So it like automatically draws those zones for you, the ones I'm interested in. Basically, at this point, value area low towards that high volume node to create a zone. Same for the top side here. Value area high, and then draw it towards the next point of interest. It could be a value, a low volume node or a high volume node. In this case, it's going to be a low volume node. They're usually easy to spot, but the tool is just, it's handy. And then I want to see or look for extremes. So again, here on the top, 26,968. It's going to be an interesting level for me. Maybe I can add the level show price. Yeah, like this. And the same for the bottom, if it has something like that. So this is very small. I look at this like this is like a high volume node. It goes to like a ledge. It creates like a low volume node, and then we create a new high volume node. It's tiny, but it's like the distribution on the bottom. This is going to be the line of sand for. And there's also like bullish buying delta going on right there. It's going to be the line of sand for the bulls. If you fail that level, reject, same as yesterday, basically. Melt from there. Let me see if there's more interesting levels here. There's a ton of selling going on here, like the highest delta level here. That might be interesting. Yeah. Let's see if man, I think that looks good. See if I can add my daily levels. See if that makes sense. Especially above. If price bounces on that prior POC here, a move towards the value area high. If the value area high from the overnight in price session, if that one breaks, I'll be looking for that overnight extreme level. And if that one breaks, I'll be looking for overnight high and the prior range high. There also could be a case made for shorts on top here, depending price action. See what happens. This could be a huge distribution and just melt again. Obviously, it's Friday, so again, also this level prior weekly value area high. So if price is deciding to bounce here and we trade above 900s, that'll be looking good for a move towards 970s ish and see what happens there. Right. I will turn on English subtitles, sir. And then, as always, swing points. I don't have a, I don't have that chart on. I need to activate that chart. I will do that next stream. I'm basically marking out 15-minute swing points, equal highs. Maybe I can mark them out again with numbers. Show price. This one too. Get like 3 minutes till the open. There it is. So if for any reason we sweep one of those points and we fail those, that could be a nice trade to the other side. If price sweeps that level, for example, to the upside, and it shows continuation and it keeps trading above longs only, it's going to be looking really good if we trade above 900. Just not that sure about this level here. I don't want to confuse myself too much. Might just delete it at this point. Kind of want to do business on those extremes, either long or short. Everything in between is like good to get chopped up. And just leave it. It's good. It's fine. It is a-okay. Let me check the economic calendar real quick before I do something I don't want to do. So there's earnings. Trump is signing orders at in like 90 minutes. That's not a thing. You get an earning call up on open. You got Chicago PMI 15 minutes after the open. I don't think that's going to be too much of a deal breaker. I need more screens, really. The streaming software, all those charts, everything. Right, we should do it like this. Right, markets open. So opening up in range and value. Basically, I should be looking for the extremes here. There's a ton of levels above 900. So if price is deciding to trade above and show continuation acceptance, that'd be looking really good for a move towards 970. Not something I want to long. Definitely not after that sweep. It's like a 90-point candle. That's a little bit too much. Also, the probability that we use that all those stops orders to like just melt again. As long as we are opening or trading above that opening price, it's a bullish. Spooky. That was not. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. Connection is working, that's the thing. Might want to wait for price to develop above 900 and or below. It's looking good for a flush though, but candles are huge. I feel like if this 900 really breaks, it's going to be a real quick move towards 970s. kind of want to try it, but it's not ideal. Let's go, buddy. Wick above. Wick above the prior candle. It's getting absorbed. God damn it. I should have been break even here. Giving it way too much room. Yeah, damn it. Should have been break even there. Could still bounce. It's getting absorbed here. Buyers trying to step in. If that 900 level breaks, I'm Gucci. If, lots of ifs. Struggling, should pop. Kinda want to add, but I don't want to freaking. Nope. All right, second try. Strat says everything below that sweep level is short. Unless it's naked. It did tap it. Looked good for a minute. Disruption on the bottom here. Candles are huge though. Do I really want to try this again at this level? That's the question. That 900 level breaks. This is gonna fly. Probably would be the long. Move towards 970s. If you fail here, shorts could be in play though. It's a big if. Still everything above that sweep level. I should be looking for longs, but I don't wanna I don't wanna freaking go long here. It's not the structure I wanna go long against. Even though it looks good. Easy trade could be short here. Okay. So much for a retest to enter on. Potentially looking for short. To get that news in like 40 seconds. Overall, probably should have been more patient with tries towards that upside here. Wait for a clear sweep like we did now and then get involved. That would have been the better play. Maybe a little bit too impatient on the stream. That's all good. That's all good. But a fail here. Back to the lows then. Get the news drop right here. There's a few ways to enter here, but yeah. Sir, is it gonna give me an opportunity to get in? I'm only gonna be looking for longs if you start trading above 900. I'm gonna be looking for shorts here. I do want to see a few things line up to get me short, structure-wise, from that 1 minute. It's very whippy. Might not get it. Trying to figure out what the game plan is here. You can see like in the fixed profile here, highest delta point. This is going to be the line in the sand for this move. Everything below this still reject. So if we create structure here, I'm probably would be fine shorting again. If we start trading above this level, bullish. We're also still rejecting primary value area high to the upside, so this is a bullish thing. Again, rejecting here, getting a little bit absorbed. See if we fail. Bullish above these levels though, but it has to get above 925. Is it going to allow me to go short? Is the question. Right, sellers getting absorbed. Still got 27 seconds until the close of this candle. $15 seconds. Need to front run this. And then I'll be out. If I can get in. Above that big trade. Looks like it wants to melt straight from here. Brutal. It's gonna be a nice move. Probably sweeps those lows. That's annoying price action right here. Could it be more aggressive? But yeah. At the same time, it's getting bought up again. Would have been a nice spot for a short though. It's maybe a point to be made to enter on the candle close. But that screws the risk to reward so much. That would have been a 30 points. It does look like it wants all the lows here. As long as we stay above or under these levels here, I'm looking for a flush. I just want to get in at a good spot. I don't want to FOMO into it here on the stream. I mean, doesn't make sense. It could work, but yeah. I see all the absorption through here. There's potential for a bounce. Obviously, sellers are still in control here, so they need to wick 87 too for continuation. There's also a case to be made for this point here. If you can retest that level, and then maybe short with some balls, retesting that level. Short, this is very aggressive, dude. Don't do what I do. Melting. Continuation. Down. NASDAQ. $85 of risk. And I'm targeting a trade of $900. I will go break even if it does allow me. It's gonna bamboozle me. Looks like it. I think we're in a chop mode. Jesus. So this would be, god damn it. One more. Next time I'm trying this here. And I want to add, but I don't deserve to add because I'm freaking down on the day. Trade makes sense, but this is chop. I should stay away from this, to be honest. Again, I want to wick below 64. Obviously, it has to wick below that absorption here to show continuation. Move down. I'm probably going to protect myself here. Again, they're pushing it, but they're getting absorbed at the same level. I don't think this is gonna work out. Just wait. Be patient. Oh, right. Also gotta be greedy. How do you make money if you're not being greedy, right? First, I need my money back. So obviously, this is what I'm looking at, the extreme of the overnight with that sweep on the other side, like basically the opposite of liquidity. If we're unable to trade above here, wait, I need a trail somewhere. I need my money back. Melt more. I'm sure on the big trades here, at least $200 back. This is the level. If this one flushes, this is an easy 788 level. Do what you gotta do, man. Look for the other side of liquidity. I'm trailing this too at 844. Flush, flush, flush. These like news lows. If you see this one here, this is a high probability target. If it's gonna allow me to stay in this trade, this has to reject. Nope. Nope. Probably too tight. Something to say about that. But I want my money back, and still looks good for continuation down. Yeah, that news low from, I don't know, what was it? PMI? Yeah, it must be PMI. Damn it. If I wasn't down on the day, I probably gave way more room. Should have been trailing, I think, right here, the big trades. Give price the opportunity to retest that level for sellers to kick back in. Still getting absorbed here. This could be a short, to be honest. To be honest. It's probably not the smartest thing to do. I do feel continuation is in play as long as we stay under that box. It's not looking good. Nope. Yeah. Give back a bit of this. This is the spot right here. Dude, this price action is as balanced as it can be, man. This candle is just gonna rip everything. I do feel sell pressure is in control here. I don't see any big trades. I do want to see some big trades to like help me here. I don't want to. Going short here is just going short at the bottom. Look at this freaking candle, dude. 873, like a 50-point candle. Come on, man. 4 seconds till it's close. 2. Immediate. I need immediate continuation. If this doesn't absorb, I'm happy to be out. Yeah, I'm trying to force the short in a market that doesn't allow to do it. Yeah, deep charts is very good, man. Very, very good. Game plan. Ideal risk to reward is up here. All the way up to up top. Very high. This point, I do look for continuation, but look at these candles, dude. It's 50-point candles. It's not ideal to trade here. It's starting to look like the middle of the range. Probably should have give it more room on top of that value. I think I had a good entry there. It's an entry 886. Yeah. Down she goes. Just need to be patient. That's all. It's annoying because it's a Friday. On Friday, you want to be done quick. There's just a lot of business being done and price not going anywhere. Again, bouncing from that prior weekly value area high. Just look at these candles, dude. Look at these candles. I do want to wait for longs until we trade above 905. Still gonna reject here. It's gonna be interesting. See, these levels are easy to spot, like using the fixed volume profile to delta. Just everything below that sweep level for me is a sell, especially at this point. But at the same time, you're getting freaking 40, 50 point candles in your face to the upside. What it is basically a range, one that we should wait for to resolve before we push buttons, or like I should. And from a weekly perspective, just the profiles are still holding up. We're basically retesting prior weekly value. This is basically a break and retest at this point. There's just no continuation to the upside on a higher time frame at this point. And a lower time frame, it's basically waiting for upside once we trade above prior value area higher and that overnight extreme level 970s. Probably again a good short here. But yeah, nothing clear anymore. Also at this point, just building up orders on the top and the bottom. So it's also a case to be made to be early and aggressive for longs to trade towards those swing points. Like it's doing right now. We get the absorption on the bottom. Can I get a candle close? Kind of want to go long, but give me something to go along against. It's also at the TBD top of that range. This is freaking annoying as fuck. But it looks good. Sure does. Alright. Alright. 70-point candle. This is the downside of trading 1-minute candles. So I'm really debating to use something like a tick chart or the range chart to aid myself in these scenarios. This one gave it away. Get the absorption on the bottom. Yeah. $70-point candles at the same time we're not going anywhere. Probably the short again. Could be a demand candle here. Not ideal to try and go short against this. Looks way too bullish. Very tight stop here. Very quick break even. I don't want to see price retrace. Continue the push. This could be a genius play, or I'm going to be break even in 0.2 seconds. Getting absorbed. Ton of sell pressure, but it's just getting absorbed. Yeah. It's probably a case to be made to be more loose with the stop, but 70-point candles. This is whippy as fuck. It's not going anywhere. I'm already down $600 because of it. So yeah. Trading the extremes here is a valid play, but at some point it's gonna pop to get the liquidity from those swings, and it's starting to look like this is the move up. See the absorption here again too. Basically creating higher lows and able to push through price up. So buyers here are in control. It's also just not able to push through. Looks good here. And slams back down. This is how people just get annihilated. This probably is like typical Friday price action, if you ask me. We also did like a 600-point move yesterday. So usually after a big move like that, price stays range bound, but this is just range bound level 9,000. If I remove and I add my daily chart, so just looking at the yesterday's levels, we're basically we opened up here, tried to move up, hitting prior value area high, selling off again towards that VPOC, which still is a bullish thing if price consolidates above a VPOC. So this basically is still very, very bullish. At the same time, it's unable to trade above value area high with conviction. So trades back into that would make sense for trades towards that POC and or the other side of value. But it's just not going anywhere. It's stuck between the value area high and the POC. So from a profile perspective, what I usually then do is I wait for price to really show conviction above the prior value area high and or the prior POC. But that wouldn't be that entertaining on a stream, is it? Ton of business being done up here. 915, bullish delta, unable to push through. Lots of trap buyers here. So risk to reward wise, this is a better place for short and long. But it's not going down either, so what to do? And then when she starts ripping, there's like not even a rebalancing price. So it's then very hard or aggressive to enter on counter closes, especially in a 1 minute. Maybe I should zoom in on a 30-second chart or something like that. Let's see how that looks. Doesn't look too bad. And that might be a thing. IB is about to close in like 9 minutes, and the range is like 133 points. It's like nothing. What is the market waiting for? Is the question. Trump signs executive orders. That could not be the thing, right? I don't see anything that will keep the market that range bound. Dude, even the CVD is consolidating. It's brutal. Huge push down, immediately gets absorbed. Literally, the smartest thing you can do is just wait for price to resolve outside of the high and the low of this range. $9.82. Gap high. I mean, like the price gap. So if I zoom in also at my profiles, you can see at the overnight you got like a shit ton of bearish delta here, which is basically around that level, 970. So this is a level for of interest. If price decides to break out, I'll be looking for a move towards that place and see rejection or continuation from that. But at the same time, it's the gap is there, but yeah, but it's like around that spot, like the gap, price gap. It's like 980, that same spot ish. But at the same time, the window of opportunity shrinks, as in the volume is gonna drop, all those things. So the edge diminishes. At least on my end. I do wish I'd traded this a little bit better. Um, that first short was way too aggressive. Could have been more patient for price to really hit these upper levels of interest of mine and then start pushing buttons. That's what I usually do. And then also no continuation on that one trade. Yeah. Are we going to be able to flush? Is the question. Looks like it though. Looks like it. What's that level here? Probably this level. Let's hear. Interesting. This once again could be the long or the short. Depends how she goes about it here. But if this one rejects to the downside, breaks and rejects, that could be a nice short. But probably the smartest thing would have been going long. Let's see if she really wants to break that level. It's gonna be an insane flush though. I'm only gonna enter on a close below the prior candle with a immediate rebalance. So 10 seconds to the close. It's gotta close below 5, 4, dropping it, putting myself tighter here. I'm waiting to get filled. You can do it in queue. You gonna do me like that? It seems like it. That's fucking brutal, dude. 1 point. That's all I asked. And now I don't want to be in anymore because now the movie's gone. Brutal. Sometimes there's something to be said about trying to be too perfect. Like I basically just could have put it at the low of that zone. It would have been like 2 point difference. See if we can get any kind of retrace against these. Looks like this could just flush all the way back down without any freaking retrace. Those candles, dude. This again is a continuation play. This was a freaking sweet spot, obviously. Not a close I want to enter on. It's not looking bad though. Trapped. If they continue lower. can get some aggressive sellers here. That would be nice. Definitely not the biggest fan to like do what I do right now. No aggression in the sellers. CVD is freaking going up like wants to bounce here. This is either gotta trap everyone in the grandmother or I'm gonna be bamboozled for today. No aggression on the buyers or sellers here is freaking annoying too. My risk basically should be the same, but this looks like it wants to pop up. All right, I quit. I forfeit for the day. I think that's the smartest thing to do. Chop, and then here, at least 2 times I could have catched a real nice one. Now I'm just chasing because I'm freaking streaming. Well, ain't that a bitch? This level is still valid though. It's retracing towards 2. Basically gave back my profits from yesterday. It's always a nice thing to do on a Friday. Right back into that range. Probably sweeps the highs in one candle. Those candles are 805. Again, 50-point candle. And this is like a 30-second chart, dude. 75-point candle in the 1 minute. One minute didn't give an entry here. Levels are fire for sure, but I'm just getting trapped in bamboos in price action. Probably just should put orders on those levels. I mean, the longs are in play, dude. The longs are in play. I do feel like we just swept like these highs here, those lows, the buy pressure here. I do feel like we're just gonna rip up and get those highs. I just don't deserve to trade aggressive anymore. Show me continuation. I'll trail that candle right here. That's really, really freaking too quick. What I want to see here was kind of debating price to, anticipating price to whip straight up when you start trading above that prior candle. I don't want to be in here if it doesn't do it. If you ever seen a $50 stop loss, come on, buddy. It's your time to shine now. Rip those highs. It has rejected every time it hit this level. Only black screen. What? Oh, I think I know what happened. Freaking changed time frames, and then my streaming software trying to. I'm trying to fix this. And trade at the same time. Fucking do this. Right, I'm going like this. I should be watching my screen now. It's full screen. For now. Yeah, I did mess that up. I should not be doing that. You should be seeing my screen right now, right? Yeah. The trade has to be good. Just do the like Fabio Valentini does it. I need to do the. I need a big, like a really big one here. I should be trailing, to be honest. This is the level it has rejected over and over and over again. If it goes past it, it will do the and I will be very quick with covering myself for half of my loss today easily, which is going to be basically when it hits those highs. Come on, buddy, do the buyers in control. SAR stepped in here. I don't want to see, or you don't want really want to see price do this. You want to see the red dot. You want to see price straight above it. So sellers stepping in. You want to see this get absorbed by passive orders. People need to buy this shit right here. They need to buy more. This has to go right now. Right now. Dude, if it goes up, I'm freaking adding to this trade. It doesn't look like it wants to go up, huh? Going up means we might just not fiddle with it. Maybe do the just everyone do the then price will go. I'm just asking for a 100-point move. What? Come on. Not again, brother. And not again. Doesn't want to do the move. Come on, buyers. Buyers stepping in. Don't get absorbed. Push through, buddy. I know you want it. I know you want it. If I add here, my average gets here. It's probably not worth it to add. I fucking like it. I want to freaking add to this. I'm gonna break even. I'm not touching it until we freaking sweep a high. My stop is in a very bad place now because of the ad. I don't want to give. I don't want to give back. I want to cover myself. Come on, buddy. I need to cover. I need to trail. I need money back. We need to do that. That's not enough. We want more. Let's go. Come on, buddy. One more time. I don't care. I'm trailing $700. Do the. This is that big level trade. This is the level. Oh, we're gonna get stopped out, which is perfectly fine. Jesus, what a day! What a fucking day! I'm taking the break even today, dude. I'm taking the break even. So what I saw, who do I recommend apart from Fabio, volume profile wise? Oh, anything market profile, volume profile wise from what's his name? I will. If you're in the Discord or get into the Discord, I will give you some YouTube or and names from people. But not only like Fabio, how he does it is perfect. Like whatever he does, it's fine. I think the only thing that's missing is a little bit more of auction market theory knowledge, as in how does the market profile work? What happens when we open outside of range and value? What opening type should be looking for? So like little narratives, small things we can add to this, because this how he does it is just, I think it's perfect. You don't need to do more than that. But I will help you out if you join the Discord. Send a message in the Discord, and I will take a look into it after we're done here. But I got a little phew here in the end. Let me use. I'm able to use my Epic pen now. Nice. Maybe a little recap. How about that? Yeah, let's do a little recap. Um, so on the right side of my screen is just a 15-minute chart I use like for naked price action and identify swing points. But regardless from that point, we see that we opened up, we are in value. This is value. This whole thing is value. So we open up in the middle of value. So the higher probability is that we are dealing with range bound price action until we clearly show acceptance outside of value and structure and look for longs to the highs, which today we didn't get. So then I look for these levels to one, get swept, and then I look for what is the market trying to do here. If we keep trading above and we show continuation, then obviously longs only, no shorts until we hit like an extreme or a point of interest. And then at the same time, when we sweep, when we fail, I'm starting to look for shorts, because then this would be a liquidity sweep, and then the higher probability is that price is going to look for the other side, the opposite side of liquidity, which would be down here, which we also didn't do. So today we didn't do anything because this is freaking choppy fucking, I don't know how do you describe this. This is fucking annoying price action. I might have got unlucky here with this move. Should have been done earlier than this, but all good. So yeah, up on open here. Let me see if I can make it a little bit more obvious. So up on open here, I usually like to wait for those levels to get hit. ICT. Yeah, there's a little bit that interested me, like immediate rebalances, sweeps like this, like liquidity levels, quote unquote. It's just a place where if price goes above, all people that are short from here, they are starting to take. They need to start taking action. It's not that there are stops right here. That's bullshit. But people are like getting, if they're short, they're gonna be like taking action. They're literally gonna put off their orders all at these spots. So these places are, I don't know what he calls it, like inducements or whatever. So whenever price trades above, like a lot of business gets being done, and this is where the market for me is the most obvious. for continuation or rejection and trade to the other side. So what I've sort of been doing today, like obviously the market opens up, it gives like a freaking 70-point candle, hits that sweep point. So whenever price has hit, if that makes sense, and rejects, that's for me shorts only, should be shorts only. That's the reason why I went very aggressive short when price closed below the opening price. It's a very, very aggressive thing to do. Probably should have not done it on a Friday, given all the things that happened today. Whatever. Whenever price trades below, whenever price hits this, sweeps this, and rejects everything below this, for me is a short. Trades here should have been a short. I think I was short here somewhere, got stopped out, re-entered, and then somewhere here got stopped out. Eventually I kind of overtraded this a little bit, anticipating a break, basically what happened here, but it didn't happen here. I was a little bit too aggressive there doing so. Yeah, but then in the end you can see it too, like this is like a 1 minute in, it's not a 15 minute. You sweep those lows. Once we swept, it's very clear to see for me if what price wants to do, that line of liquidity becomes the invalidation point. So everything below is going to be looking bearish, everything above is super bullish. If you can spot an entry here for long, those they pay, man. Like look at this. If you could have been able to go long on that level and not go short like me, would have made life easier. But then overall, so price sweeps those levels, we regain, means that we swept that level. This becomes a liquidity sweep. Higher probability becomes that we will go for the other side of liquidity, the opposing liquidity, which just happened. Obviously missed the move here. Went long, very aggressive on that counter close with a very tiny stop. You didn't see it because my screen was fucking black, but I had like I don't know, it was the tiniest stop loss in the history of trading Nasdaq on my end, but it kept me in. Price moved up again to that level. We didn't sweep those levels yet. Saw the absorption again on price action. Wait, let me zoom in here. Let me remove this. So I went long here. My stop was really tight. Price kept me in the move. Price moves up again to that sweep level to the upside. We hit it. A lot of buying going on here. Initially, we tried to sell off. See the big delta here, the big sellers. They're unable to push price further. Price closes back above. It's a very bullish thing. So I was anticipating to add, but I really didn't want to screw up my average because this is my entry. If I enter what I entered here, my average is literally in the halfway point, and I want to protect myself very quickly. But I put my stop like below these lows initially, which was like 10 micro contracts, was like a 60-point stop loss, and then kept me in the move for the sweep of those levels. And also basically just did one, basically hit this big trade here, start stepping back in. And I'm basically break even on a day, so happy to be break even on that. And this probably is just gonna do the same thing. Sweep the high. This probably would have been a nice entry again around that level. Look for that opposing liquidity. Overall, I'm looking for this to happen because on a higher time frame, and this is why I got the 15 minutes on the side. It's sweeping, it's trying, it's absorbing. There's a lot of business being done here. Don't be fooled because price is not moving or trending. This is where price just really there's a lot of business, a lot of people getting shredded, wrecked here. And once those big players are done accumulating or distributing, they will punch it the way they want. But from a liquidity point of view, if we're unable, if we test and we're unable to trade above, I'm looking for the opposite. And the opposite literally is down here. This is just very, very tight, balanced price action happens. It's trading. But if you back test it or you look at it, you will see that more than not, once it fails, it will go for the opposite liquidity. And I do think in the end of the day, we will do so. Could be wrong, but that's what the strategy holds. Yeah, Karma is really good. Karma is really good. And everyone does the same thing, basically. Like Umar Ashraf, Valentino, uh, the Italian guy from Deep Charts, Carmine. In a way, they all do the same thing, just a little bit different. Um, just gotta tweak it to your liking. I just don't know how much longer I want to stay here. As long as it's not trading below this level, it's just gonna repeat what it's been doing all day. I do got an eval, but do I want to do an eval? Maybe not. Yeah, very anticlimactic Friday, I would say. I was anticipating a little bit more of a move after yesterday's debacle. Freaking 630, 40 point range. And then today, like, look at this, dude. This chart, like this profile is so tiny. The overnight is bigger than the current RTH session. Yeah. But yeah, levels work. The levels work. And on like Fabio Valentini's approach, like when this happens, if an open like this happens, and you see the value area high, the value area low, his first approach is for a range bound price action. So he will approach this from this is expensive, is going to sell here until we really show clear moves up, in this case, acceptance, and then it's just the second model, which is the continuation play. It's not hard what he does. You don't need more than that. You just need like fine tune the entries, and risk management obviously is a big part of it. Because you can do a lot of damage. Like today, I was just trading 5 micros, and I was still down $800. Like, so trading minis, this is a dangerous game. I also put way more trades on because I'm freaking streaming and I'm trying to obviously stream. But at the same time, I try to make the trades make sense, if that makes sense. These didn't make sense. These did not make sense. All the others are, yeah. Right, buddies. If there's no more questions, or just join the Discord, man, and ask questions right in there. Yeah, bookmap. I've used it in the past. It's a very cool tool, but it has a lot of bells and whistles. Too many, to my opinion. These big trades are enough for on-chart delta. Like CVD is a good tool. but also Bookmap is kind of expensive. You're like paying like monthly $200 for to see where liquidity is. You can also just see it here on the chart and see how price reacts to it. If you see the absorption, it literally means there's a lot of freaking passive orders here. I don't need Bookmap to show me that. It's just mentally less exhausting because looking at, I already got like 3 screens. I'm even streaming. Let out that I'm watching Bookmap for whatever I want to see on that. It's too much for me. It's perfect. I'm trying to dial it down. I just need some information and make that work. The price just not going freaking anywhere. Well, that's it. I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, I'm gonna end here. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back on Monday. Hope this price action is not around then, because I want to freaking, I want those moves from the get go, be done quick. Yeah. If you got questions, join the Discord. I'll answer them there. And have a good weekend. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.